travel isn't just about destinations. It's about the people you meet, the cultures you immerse yourself in, the stories you carry home. I'm Relebogile Mabocha, and on my travel feature, I take you on a journey beyond the guidebook. Each week, I connect with fellow travelers, insiders, and storytellers to bring you the heart of every place. Whether it's a hidden gem right here in South Africa or a dream destination abroad. Join me as we travel through conversations, memories, and inspiration. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
You're with Clement Manyathela.
702.
We start the conversation now about spaza shops and who is allowed to own them and operate in our townships. There's a story of a woman who was apparently told by a Pakistani shop owner that she's not allowed to own a spaza shop in Carltonville. Her name is Maryna Wolfaardt, and she's going to speak to us in a moment. But she says she's been saying that she lives in fear after laying criminal charges against a group of business people she claimed threatened her against opening a grocery store near shops. This is in Carltonville, right? And among them is a Pakistani businessman who was arrested along with another man. I know the Gauteng police have since said that they confirmed the pair were arrested, and I think they were released on bail at some point as well. But I just want us to hear from this woman what her experience has been. But I want to hear from you as well. What are you seeing in your communities? Because it's a fact that a lot of our townships are dominated by spaza shops that are owned by foreign nationals. When you go to Soweto, you go to other townships, you see a lot of, where I come from as well, where I grew up, you see a lot of shops owned by foreign nationals. And we're not saying that is not allowed, that's not okay. I'm just worried if we are not going to allow locals to also open shops. And for foreigners who are owning the shops think this is their industry and nobody else can penetrate that. That's where the concern would be for me. So share your experience with us, maybe from where you live. Maybe you live in Johannesburg, well, in the suburbs now, you don't see this, but when you go home, it's something you've interacted with. What have you observed? Marina joins us now. She's a businesswoman who's calling us on the line. Please, Marina, thank you so much for making time for us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Please, can you just explain to us what happened? So from what I was able to pick up is you wanted to open a shop, a grocery store in Carltonville, and then what happened?
Yes, that's correct. We were going to open a grocery store in Carletonville, Valferdien. The Pakistanis told us we are not allowed to open a grocery store. We should open another store. And we told them, no, we cannot do that. We want to open a grocery store. So they have been harassing us for more than 3 weeks, telling us we should open another shop and not a grocery store. They will show us what they will do to us if we open the shop by threatening us. And as we said we had enough, we went to the police station to go and see what we can do about the situation. Then it was at night, 7 p.m. So they told us the next day we need to go to open a case for harassment against them. And as we came out from the police station, the Pakistanis was already standing there waiting for us. And maybe 2 blocks away from the police station, there's a Pick n Pay behind the Pick n Pay. They went on the way. We were blocked by 4 cars. They jumped out and my husband get out of the vehicle and he started to run, and they shot a firearm on him twice with an illegal weapon. Also, when I tried to phone the police, the guy, Bob, he grabbed the phone from me and he pushed me down. I fell on the floor, bumped my head against the bucky. The police arrived that time on the scene, and I ran towards my husband to see if he's okay, if he has been shot or anything. and then 2 of them were arrested the following day, but 3 suspects is still on the run.
So, hold on. How do we know about the firearm that they use that it's illegal? Is that something the police confirmed?
Yes, they found the cartridges there on the scene.
And they confirmed that they used an illegal firearm?
That's correct.
Okay. So, did they explain to you exactly why, especially in the area where you wanted to open this grocery store, are there lots of shops there that are owned by foreign nationals?
Yes, all of them are foreigners. There's 3 shops that are South African shops. The rest is all foreigner shops here.
Jeez. So what are you going to do next, Marina? I'm going to bring in the police in a moment, but I understand that they've arrested how many people? I think they arrested 2 the last I checked.
Yes, they arrested 2 and they are out on bail as well.
Yeah. Are you still going to go ahead with opening that grocery store?
Yes, I am.
Are you not worried about your safety?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, because I mean, thank you for speaking to us. I can only imagine how concerning it could be, that's why I'm asking about the safety element of it. If there are people that were even brandishing weapons at you, people that pushed you down, that's quite scary. And that tells you that there's a whole syndicate here that's probably operating where they're trying to block anybody else who wants to come and open a shop in that area because they see that as their sort of, this is their region, so to speak. This is their place where they operate and nobody else is allowed to come operate. And that is quite concerning. And even if this were not foreign nationals who own those shops in Carltonville who are trying to block locals from opening there, I would still be concerned even if it was locals who are doing that, because who says you've got you've got a claim to this particular land? Who says you've got a claim to the entire area and that you are the only one that's allowed to operate in that place? Yeah, that just sounds weird. Maryna Wolfaardt is a businesswoman speaking to us about her experience when she was blocked from opening a grocery store in Carltonville. By the way, if you are in and around Carltonville, maybe you can share with us, what does the area look like? Are there lots of shops owned by foreign nationals? Do you get a sense that there's a syndicate, they all work together to block others out? Or is this is an exception? This is not what you're seeing. Maybe you can tell us if indeed there are local shops there that are operating. Colonel Dimakatso Nevhuhulwi is with the police, speaks on behalf of the police, joining us on the line. Colonel, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Clement?
I'm good, thanks. So what are you able to share with us about this incident involving Marina in Carletonville?
Yeah, what happened is that on the 16th, indeed, the victim came to the police station and reported this matter. And on the 19th, 11 people were brought in for questioning. No, actually not 11, sorry, 5 people were brought in for questioning. And out of those 5, only 2 were identified as suspects. And they were arrested and they were charged with discharging a firearm in a municipal area, intimidation, and assault. And then subsequently, they were released on a bail of 1,000 rand each. And then the case was remanded to the 21st, whereby after they appeared, the case unfortunately was not enrolled as per the state prosecutor's instructions for further investigations. But that does not mean that the case is closed. The case is still under investigation, looking at other things, which include their passports who have been taken also to Home Affairs as they are foreign nationals. Home Affairs will also assist in. Their passport has been taken in to verify their status in the country and whether their passport, and one of them also had a South African ID. Unfortunately, us as the police, we don't have the know-how of identifying those things. That's why most of the time when we operate on operations like this, we rope in Home Affairs. So those documents have been taken into Home Affairs, and we are still awaiting the report from Home Affairs, which will form part of the investigations.
Okay, and have you been able to establish, though, if these people in Carltonville didn't want her to open the shop on the basis that only foreigners are allowed to operate in that area?
At the moment, she is the only one who has come forth. Nobody else has come forth in regarding those allegations that they are being refused to conduct businesses on that area. But what we can say is that, Clement, crime is crime. It doesn't matter whether you are a foreign national or you are a South African. That amounts to intimidation. And we are urging anyone who is currently facing that to report at their nearest police station, because it's intimidation. And also, I must also bring out to our listeners there, Clement, when I encourage them to open cases of intimidation, we must remember that these things, they start as intimidation. As the time goes on, they end up amounting to extortion. People now, they are being requested to pay. We've had cases like that before. Hence, I'm saying, those who are in those businesses and who are being threatened, can they please come forth and report to the police so this thing can be dealt with before it escalates?
Yeah. All right. Colonel, thank you for making time for us. It's 19 minutes now after 10 o'clock. After the break, I want to take your calls on 011-883-0702. Share your experiences on WhatsApp as well on 072-702-1702. What are you seeing in Carltonville if you live in and around that area? What are you seeing in whatever area you are in where there are foreign-owned shops? Are you finding that there's a whole syndicate that's blocking others and maybe even locals from opening up their own grocery stores?
Travel isn't just about destinations. It's about the people you meet, the cultures you immerse yourself in, the stories you carry home. I'm Relebogile Mabotja, and on my travel feature, I take you on a journey beyond the guidebook. Each week, I connect with fellow travelers, insiders, and storytellers to bring you the heart of every place, whether it's a hidden gem right here in South Africa or a dream destination abroad. Join me as we travel through conversations, memories, and inspiration. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
You're with Clement Manyathela.
702. Let's walk the talk.
All right, it's 22 minutes after 10 o'clock. Let's go to your calls and your WhatsApps as well. Let's start with you, Ditiro, who's calling from Tembisa. Good morning.
Hello, Clement. How are you?
Sure, man. Go ahead.
I'm good, Clement. You know, this is sad. Honestly, this is sad. This is painful to hear a lady, a citizen of this country, trying to open a business in her own country and to make a living. And you have foreign people coming with illegal firearms. Like, I don't understand. In which country has ever this happened? None. You come to South Africa, you find such things. And when South Africans try to respond to this, in any way, we will be called names, we will be called xenophobic, we will be called all sorts of names. But now we are having people who are threatened. Their lives are threatened just to open a business in your own country. I mean, this is nonsense. Honestly, I'm sorry to say this, but this is totally nonsense. This is unacceptable. In no way, Clement, in no way, you can go anywhere in the world. You will never find such stories whereby people are intimidated because of someone from wherever they come from, these guys. They come in our country, they do as they please in our own country. And our useless government, useless ANC government is doing nothing about this.
Yeah, I mean, how have they even registered? Have they checked? They've only started the process now when children were dying a couple of months ago. Ditiro, I hear and I really understand your frustration. Look, we need to figure out also, I'm hoping that the police at some point will be able to establish if this was only a group of Pakistani shop owners. And I say Pakistani because that's the reference that this woman had given from her experience. If there are foreign nationals who own spaza shops who are blocking people from opening, including locals, that is totally rubbish. But I'm saying, let's not also just confine it within foreign nationals versus locals. Even if there are locals who are stopping other locals from opening shops in their townships, in the areas, that's also unacceptable. It is unacceptable. And I'm getting some people on Twitter. Liema tweeted that a South African man closed his spaza shop today after threats on his life. This is what happens when South Africans open spaza shops in our communities. I can't believe this is actually quite, I mean, it's from the experiences I'm seeing here on Twitter. People are even showing shops. They've taken pictures of shops that are closed. Someone posted as well. His name is, okay, let me not say his name because he says he received death threats. But this person posted saying, it is with sadness to announce that our fast food restaurant and spaza shop will be closing after a few months of operation. We were instructed to shut it down and move it somewhere else. We've been advised not to pursue the matter any further, and we've decided to listen because human life is more important than anything. How crazy is that? That they are now even going to threaten your own life, that don't talk about it. This is crazy. Moeletsi, you calling from Benoni. Hi.
Hi, morning. How are you?
Sure. Go ahead.
Sure. I do not understand what that policewoman is saying to you. I'm telling you. You know what's happening? The question of verifying those identity documents or passports has nothing to do with the charge. They should have been locked up. And it's easy to verify those. Sir, you know, even if you do these things like mobile, a person is never released so that they can go and verify. A person remains in custody. That woman has a genuine case. She is reported. She's been pushed. They were wielding weapons. And had it been, I'm telling you, if there are foreigners who are involved in these things, our police become lenient. Why do we have to release these people? Had it been Mutuamu, they would be talking about gender-based violence and everything. I don't understand what she's saying.
All right. Well, let's see in Benoni. Got you. Kevin in Palm Ridge. Hi. Hi, Kevin. Can you hear us?
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, man. Go ahead.
We currently in a place called Palm Ridge. It's south of Alberton. And this area where we stay in is run by foreigners. Everything is unsafe.
So you run a business in Palm Ridge, but there are a lot of foreign-owned businesses there.
Yeah.
How have they treated you guys when you opened your business?
Well, first of all, in a business perspective, most of their stuff is stolen goods, stuff like that. And for us to actually even compete with them is impossible. And nothing gets done about it. You report it, and then you find that the same truck or the same stolen vehicles are there the next day and stuff like that.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that with us, Kevin, who says they're running a business there in Palm Ridge. And it looks like they've had issues there as well with just going ahead and opening their own stores. Let's go to some WhatsApps.
Clement and the team, but it can't be intimidation. That case must be attempted murder. The firearm was shot. They were shot at. It must be attempted murder, Clement, not intimidation. I don't understand how they got to intimidation when the firearm was discharged.
Good morning, Clement. Hope you're well. Mr. Clement, after hearing the story of the lady that has been prevented from opening a grocery store, Mr. Clement, I'm listening to what the police have done. These people are out on bail. The case has not been enrolled. Do you see, though, how the system is failing our people, though? Do you see? Who else is going to come out and say, hey, this also happened to me, when there's no resolution on the people who came out and voiced out what is going on? This is so unfair. That's why people resort to defending themselves and fighting fire with fire. Hector in Madrid.
Velapi, you are calling us from Tembisa. Good morning.
Good morning, Clement.
Sure.
Clement, you know, the focus is more on spaza shops owned by foreign nationals. And the reality is that is not the only type of business that are owned by foreign nationals. If you come into the townships, you will see the guys who are wealthy, owned by foreign nationals. If you come into the townships, you see all gas cylinders on the roads and everywhere, owned by foreign nationals. If you start, a local start opening that business, they are harassed. The problem is, as South Africans, especially in the townships, they are not united, they are not organized. It's, as you can listen, the foreign nationals already have their own associations own spaza shops or tech shops. But if you come into the townships, there are no locals that are organized, that are associations, which is why you see what is happening. These guys will always have an upper hand on all businesses that are in the townships. And if you look at, if it was a group of South Africans that were attacking those guys, I doubt if they would have a base. So South Africa belongs to all who live in it. Is that what is being said here?
Well, Velapi in Tembisa, thank you for calling. I have to be honest, I didn't know that this is how widespread this could be. I mean, on the WhatsApp line, on Twitter as well, people are even sending pictures of shops that have closed down. My worry is whether this is done by the foreign nationals who own shops and they want to maintain, right, the majority and influence in those areas, or it's the locals. That's completely unacceptable. And of course, I understand more so if you're a foreign national and you've got shops in the area. And because there is an organization, by the way, that represents, I think, particularly the Pakistani shop owners. They've called in the show before when we've had conversations. So I was hoping that the producers will find them, because I asked them to go and find them, because I wanted to know if they are aware of this and what are they doing about it. That is completely unacceptable. It's 10:31.